Yes, Rasco and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video from in front of the cans and bottles on the bar, what I'm geniusly calling the Disco Arms. Somewhat special video for you this time. I'm not normally one for rushing out to the supermarkets or wherever to pick up the latest hype or gimmicky beer, but I've made an exception on this occasion because, well, Guinness is Guinness, right? Everyone knows what Guinness is. I mean, there's a few minor variations like the West Indies Porter or the Export Porter, but Guinness is Guinness generally. You don't really see too much variation in Guinness, but as you can see, they've brought out something new. I saw this on Tuesday on Twitter on an account called Beer O'Clock Show. Big shout out to them. So today, I've got my hands on some Guinness. It's Guinness Cold Brew Coffee Beer. Now, instead of me yapping on about it, let's get into a glass straight away. Comes in a 4-pack, so I hope it's good. There's the can. That traditional Guinness black, but the brown tinge there, slightly golden brown, representing, I guess, the coffee. Let's go straight into a glass. Oh, didn't think I'd shaken it up that much. It's a widget, which means it's nitro, which means you can just chuck it straight into the glass and watch it settle. So yeah, I don't see too much new stuff from Guinness. I know last year they brought out the 0% Guinness, but that was still Guinness Stout in a can. There was one other one, back in the last year they did a collaboration with Toast Ale, who use surplus and recycled bread products in the brew. They produced a chili stout. Didn't actually get hold of that one because it was in a 26-pack of beers that they did as a charity collection. That's on reduced at the moment. I'm thinking about getting it, not just because of the Guinness, but some other good stuff in there as well. But for now, I'm pleased I've got my hands on this. First thing to notice is a massive coffee aroma, probably as expected. Oh yeah, a little bit of chocolate as well. But there's definitely a really good coffee aroma. I wouldn't say it was necessarily like proper coffee or whatever, because I don't really drink like proper or expensive coffee. I'm just happy with supermarket own brands. I don't know what real coffee tastes like. That's good enough for me. But there is a definite decadent-ish coffee aroma. Like I say, a little bit of chocolate as well. Just on the right side. Cheers. It's an interesting one. It's only 4%, which I don't think does it any favours, to be honest. It should be 6 and a bit more maybe, because it's got a strong bunch of flavours in it. But that first sip, much like a cold can of Guinness itself, regular Guinness, tastes a bit, sort of a bit watery, if I'm honest. Strong flavours of the coffee, strong roasted malt flavour. It is similar to standard draft Guinness in a can. Coffee edge is nice. There is a balance between the coffee and the roasted malts. It's kind of moreish. It is thick and luscious like you expect from a Guinness. But that initial, it's odd because it's like the initial bit is a bit weak and watery. Then it kind of, you've got the voluptuous body, the creaminess, helped by the head and the nitro in a can. but it's sort of, it's not quite there. I think it suffers for being 4%. I guess it's only 4% because they put it into supermarkets, so it sort of hits that mid-range a little bit more. I'd like to see a 6% version. It would be interesting. On dispense, on draft, to see it sitting alongside a regular Guinness. I'm pleased with the 4-pack because you can go back and have another go. Given the choice, this is an interesting one. This or regular Guinness. This has just got that little bit of extra interest, the extra level, the extra flavour profile. But this, I couldn't do an evening on it, I don't think. I think the level of coffee there is too much for more than a 4-pack, I suppose. Bear in mind, I used to put 10 of the regular Guinnesses away in a pub, like, you know. There was a coffee stout the other week. I used the term reminiscent of an old brown leather armchair and a half-decent cigar. And kind of what I meant with that, but it was like that kind of leathery oiliness, that kind of slight smokiness that the coffee brings. And there is that in this, but so much more muted. It's just there briefly. It starts quite weak, goes through strong flavours. It's nice and smooth, no doubt about that. It is fairly easy drinking because, well, that's what Guinness do, don't they? It's close, but not quite there. It kind of ends on a slightly weak and watery note once you've gone through all those flavours. It's good to see, I suppose. I mean, once you overlook the whole, being in supermarkets, owned by a massive corporation, not independent, but Guinness just brings something slightly different to the market. It's an internationally well-known brand. And it's something I do drink now and again, because if I see it in a pub that hasn't got anything else on, I'm fine with it. Is it just trying to get a little bit into the craft market, maybe? Will we see them do some other adjunct stouts, maybe? On the strength of this, if you pardon the pun, because it isn't that strong, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to become like a classic, iconic kind of addition to the brand. I mean, like Cold Guinness was for a while. They brought it out and it was just, serving it 3 degrees lower made it even easier to drink. Will this? I don't know. Is it just a flash in the pan gimmick? It's great to see. I'm happy to try it, and I tell you what it would do. It would oddly make a decent mixer. You could put something slightly stronger with it to get like a coffee kind of. I tell you what it would go well with is probably that rum infused ale I had yesterday, or maybe the Innocent Gun, just to give that extra level of like strength and get around that wateriness a little bit, because it is there. Maybe I'll have a think about that one for the rest of the 4-pack. See the lacing on the glass. It stays. It does what a Guinness is meant to do. It's all right. Is it the best? No. Would I drink it again? Yeah, I probably would, to be fair. Just thought I had to be honest and say what I felt really with it. I think it has to be tried if you like your Guinness. It's a really hot day today out there, sun's shining, so it's probably not that kind of a Guinness kind of day, although I drink Guinness any time of the year, really, in any weather. But because of that lightness, that 4%, that kind of makes it a bit more of a refreshing, knock back a few thirst quencher, rather than like a 6 or 7% adjunct stout. You have to complex and you have to think about, and probably can only have 1 or 2 of. Been in the fridge since I got them. so they're probably not quite cold enough. Colder would make it easier, but there is that watery edge though I'm not sure about. Let me know what you think. Will you be rushing out to get them from Tesco? Is it something you try? Are you a big Guinness drinker? Let us know your thoughts. I've been Disco Rasco and Disco Beer Review. It's Guinness Coffee Beer. Cheers. Let's have a look at that pour once again.